Oh, hello everybody, I'm High Treason and welcome back to the long drive. What are we now, part 33, I think? Maybe. Now by the time we get to part 40, I want to have done 2000k. I don't know if we can do it. I think if in 3 parts time we're not doing good, we might stick a new engine in this car or find a faster car. Why am I in the middle of the desert with my fucking door open? Ah, that's right, I remember now. I was refilling the radiator, wasn't I? Yeah, I did ask you to do it there, love, but you said, yeah, girls can't pee standing up, so, you know, and I didn't need to go, so because of your inadequacy we had to destroy some poor fucking cactus was minding its own business. Deary me. Deary me. Yeah, it ain't gonna be quick up the hills, this car. Like I say, it's not a bad car, the Skoda. As far as cars in this game go, this one's not bad, and we're gonna try and clean it up, we'll try. But yeah, I can't help but feel that part 30 we really should have been about 1500 k's. But yeah, I don't know. So here's the thing, when you work it out, we're doing about 1% per episode or something, like, is the target. Oh, my math might be broken. Again, I'm doing this with you when I'd like to be going to sleep, but my stomach's been a little bit silly. It's usually my own fault. The problem I have is... there we go, an ashtray. The problem I have is that, you know, I ain't been able to really eat for over a year, and of course now I'm on medication, that's sort of working. I can eat more, so I keep eating things that do upset my stomach a bit, but it's not hurting me or anything anymore, it just makes me feel a bit dodgy. It's getting better with time, and hopefully that continues, but, you know, I'm sort of willing to accept it just to be able to eat food that actually fucking tastes like something, because it's been so long. It's like, no, I'm going to eat the whole bag of, like, Cheetos, I don't care. No, I'm going to eat the whole bar of chocolate, I don't care. I ain't been able to eat those things for such a long time. And soon I will try to eat bacon again. Actually, I did try eating some a few days ago, but it tasted really bad. Like there was something wrong with it. Can't even describe it, like, it definitely wasn't me. It was just bad bacon. I don't even know where it was from, so... yeah, we'll try and clean this car up as we go along, obviously. But yeah, we're actually behind schedule, but then, you know, we will still be missing distance from the UFO. Fucking hell, look at that drop! Look, oh, man, that's actually kind of scary, because if we roll off the side here, we're in deep piss, as Rex Garrett would say in Robot Wars Series 3. This car's not in the best of shape, so I don't think we want to be silly with it. Well, maybe a little bit silly, but not like really silly. Man, the terrain generation. It's getting a little bit crazy out here, isn't it? Oh, car, I'm sorry, buddy. This is something we're going to have to live with. And it's only going to get worse. Is that a building? I think it's a rock. It's Dwayne, we'll call him Dwayne. Call him Dwayne Dibley. We don't usually have cleaning supplies in these. I'm going to look though. Yeah, it's quite a hill. Let's eat some bacon in case we have to shit. As in, it'll make us have to shit. And, you know, there's a Dacia door there. Well, this place blows ass. There's nothing good in here. Wait a minute, soccer? Hey, this is your country's national sport. You know, that says a lot about your country. Your country sucks ass. The guy said that to me once. To be honest, it does make us look a bit shit, don't it? Well, some people are really, really into soccer. You know, I know people who are like that, where their life is just football, yeah, football. And these people are alright, but I don't understand their obsession. It's like a mental illness or something, you know. So if you're going to be into, like, you know, some form of sports ball, it can't at least be rugby or something. You know, rugby is way better than soccer. It's more fun to play as well. I used to play rugby when I was like on the business course and stuff. Got banned, which was bullshit. And to be honest, there's like I've not been a cocky bastard here. Even the other team who we were playing against, like, tried to do something about it. Like, I think the college staff didn't understand how rugby worked, so they would have a go at me for being aggressive and yelling. Well, the thing is, my yelling was pretty sensible, because it was... What are you going to do, Rabbit? What are you going to do? You know, my yelling would be at the other team. I'd, you know, like, if I was going to lob the ball over, I'd yell the guy's name, Dan! Nick! You know. And it's, my team always fucking won. I think that was part of why. Because we actually were somewhat coordinated. You know, if somebody was, you know, running too far ahead, you need to lob the ball at them, you yell at them to come back a bit. You know, so you're not fucking, like, going to go, oh, that's a forward pass. You can't fucking do that shit. And if I can't get forward, you know, you yell at your team. And before the game and stuff, you'll yell at the other team a bit, and even in the game, you might say some things. You threaten each other, you don't mean it. Because there's the thing, after a game, you know, we'd be against some other team, you know, we'd be against fucking whatever, fucking SBCB or whatever, and it's like, you know, before the game, I'm going to fucking break your fucking neck. You know, he didn't mean it, because once the game finished, you're like, yeah, well played, mate, that was fun. You know, let's go to the canteen. And then you talk about the game, oh, that was fucking great, and that fucking tackle you got on me. You know, but, and that's how it was, you know, it was all mates. But because of the yelling and stuff, and I'd scream in people's faces if they came to tackle me, because it was amazing how often that would give them this fight or flight response, where they'd sort of freeze up a bit, and I'd just run on by. It's amazingly effective. But no, they're like, oh, he's been aggressive, you know, you can't be doing that. Rugby's an aggressive game, and even the other team was like, well, he's not actually been aggressive. Like, most of the yelling is just coordinating with his team. Like, it's just he yells, like, really loud compared to a lot of people. And I mean, you got to yell loud, the pitch is, like, quite big, you know. I was going to hear you if you don't yell really loud. Oh, man. Our progress is going to be piss poor, isn't it? I didn't check our starting distance. We'll say it was 25, so our target's going to be 75. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it if the terrain's going to be like this to it. We're still climbing, man. Man, talk about pollution. Just bounce it loose and I'll just bounce it loose. Getting more rocks in the road as well, I don't know if you're noticing. See, a much more common occurrence now. I better get my braking foot ready, hadn't I? And this car's not even in top shape just yet, and we're already having to rag it. I think maybe been stranded for a while in our little temporary 2101 has maybe made me a little bit more weary of these. Blind dip. Oh, that nearly fucking rolled us over fucking frontwards. Stay away from that rock. Okay, little Skoda, we'll get you there, but I don't promise I can do it in one piece. It's such a shoddy sounding little engine, isn't it? I like it. I like this car. I don't love it like I liked my my Vaz, but I like it. You know, it's not a bad little car, is it? It's better than that little ballet dancer's car that we had anyway. That thing was bloody horrible. I do still feel a bit mean for just chucking it off a cliff like that, but man, it was just bugging me so fucking much. Ah, a workshop. These are, you know, I'm starting to think these aren't worth stopping at so much like they used to be. These buildings used to be the best. They used to just be fucking fucking jammed with things. And look at them now. Shite. Now that is a nice colour. That is a real nice colour, actually. I thought... Oh, no. No. He could get in here through that wall, you know. You'd think these are not, but they don't. Which is weird, because they are modelled. I think we can... No, I can't glitch my head into one. You know, you have to wonder what's hidden in there. Probably nothing. It would be nice to put that engine in this car. We have oil. I don't think we'll need any of that right now. We just topped it up recently. Okay, it's too late in the gas. Well, we'll chuck that in there. I was hoping there'd be cleaning supplies. I'd really like to get this car cleaned up. Evil, evil Bernies. Evil, evil Bernies. Evil, evil Bernies. Let's kill the evil Bernies. Evil, evil Bernies. The evil, evil Bernies. Evil, evil Bernies. They're evil to you. Where were you when I needed your water tower? Should we cut across the desert to get to the road? Let's not. Oh shit, that's fucking too fast, dickhead. I'm sure there was some pink on the road there. I didn't take my pen. Well shit, it can stay. Maybe we'll use it on the way home. Oh. That's definitely fucking too fast, dickhead. I like the way 160 is all the way out there. It basically should just have a bit of tape over it that says that's fucking too fast, dickhead. Evil, evil Bernies, the evil, evil Bernies, the evil... Man, what the hell is this driving position? A bit close to the wheel is like making out with it. Remember this been normal? Has it always been like that and I've just never noticed? I mean, you really are pushed forward in this car. It's quite a small car, isn't it? It's a better car than the Trabant. I'm not really looking forward to my time driving the Trabant. I hope for flatter terrain when we have one of those, because that thing will struggle. And we can't realistically upgrade the engine on that, because it doesn't have a radiator, it's air-cooled. So these are all liquid-cooled engines. I mean, we can put them in, they'll run, they'll just overheat. Man, this thing does shit the bed on hills. Like I said, it is not a powerful car, the Skoda. Well, maybe we'll do a bit of an engine upgrade on it at some point. I mean, I don't even think this hill is... it's not very steep. The car just doesn't like them. She'll get us though. She really will. It's not a bad car whatsoever, but... it doesn't have a lot of power. Thing is, we've used VW engines so much, I don't really want to use one again. Probably get a Vaz engine in here. Now, there's some people have said... The Skoda... Ah, fuck off, you walked into me. There's some people have said the Skoda has 2 different engines, and I don't think it does. I think they just spawn looking a bit different sometimes, but there's no real difference. Like, I swear some of them have a grey poly and some of them have a red one. Thing is, I have a vague memory of engines looking more or less rusty, but it making no difference, whereas now every engine type only has like one look to it. Like, I'm sure I remember buses with rusty engines in them. You can't clean the engines or radiators or anything, they always are in the state you get them in. But, like, whatever it was, it didn't make a difference to the way the engine performed or anything. I don't even think it made it more likely to fall out of the car. The fact we had that diesel engine come flying out is actually really unusual. It's really rare for the engine to fly out. The radiator can fly out sometimes, but the engine coming out, that's quite unusual. I bet we could put one of them gold bars in that ashtray, you know. Wouldn't really be useful to us, but I bet we could do it. Yeah, I definitely think I'll be upgrading this engine. Let's put a 2105 engine in this, I think I'd do it. It's not a very heavy car, that engine isn't very big, but it's certainly more powerful than this one. It'd be a bit of a shame, because I actually quite like the sound of this engine. It sounds delightfully rubbish. This is not a car you would want to drive 5,000k in, though, I don't think. Oh, maybe it's quite comfortable. I mean, I don't know, the seats are a bit thin, actually. They look like a seat you'd get in the waiting area of, like, a shitty seaside resort or something, like one of them low-budget ones. Dear me. Well, we did say we were going to the seaside. I could totally see some sort of overworked, underweight dad rolling up to the seaside in one of these. I'm gonna... Don't you start that car. I have to build me a MIDI splitter and stereo mixer at some point. But the stereo mixer's going to have like digital inputs and outputs and shit, and that's just going to be a fucking nightmare to do. I haven't really worked with circuitry for SP diff before, so I don't really know how to do it, if I'm honest. I can't imagine it's that hard. Like, as long as there's through-hole chips that I can use to do it. Pardon me, now this being me, there's every chance that there won't actually be, like, the real deal. And it'll be made out of some mishmash of generic shit and passive components, but as long as it works and it's not real noisy... It's the problem with this thing, it does get thrown, like, quite a lot. It basically just tosses the car. Here, mate, fucking... You want me to toss you off? It's not usually cleaning supplies that those will hold out. Okay, is this flat then? Because we're going up this quite fast. It's not totally flat. Losing speed. I don't like the hills, I really don't. They impede progress so much. I sort of forgot just how bad they could be when I said I'd get you there in less than 100 parts. I can't remember what I said I had to do if I did it in less than 100 parts. I can't actually remember what I said had to be done if I did it in less either, so... Well, you sure got out of that one, because I'm not likely to remember. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going to have a bit of gas. There's nothing I can do about it, other than burp it out, so... I don't find people barping to be, like, offensive or anything. I mean, if they come right up in your face and do it, then punch them, but, you know, if they're doing it in their own space, then it's fine. And if they do it at a dining table or something, why is that bad? Well, you just cooked them a meal. They obviously, like, you know, probably enjoyed it if they shoveled it down their throat enough to be barping. I take that as a compliment. The food was probably quite nice, you know. But this is, you know, I wouldn't consider myself particularly slobbish or anything. It's just, I don't see why that's so much a problem, you know. In certain situations, sure, but, you know, in a fairly casual setting like we are now, like, what does it matter? Plus the fact, you know, I can't hear you. You get to barp and fart all you want, and I don't get to complain about it. It just seems grossly unfair, really. This doesn't. There's a bit of a double standard here that the internet has. It's cruel. Oh dear. Yeah, this car is... It does get thrown. It's not great at speed. I mean, we're going to have to drive it at a decent speed, you know, to make our progress, but the terrain seems to be flattening out for now. I'm not sure whether the horizon's a massive drop or if it's flat. It gets harder to tell with the way the terrain generation is kind of lumpy as we go out, but... Oh shit. Oh, we went through it. That's actually a thing that can happen. If you drive really, really fast, don't just do this and drive in, because you will hit one, but sometimes you get lucky and the collision doesn't actually, like, happen in time, and so it doesn't count as a hit. I'd do it on purpose if it was predictable, just to show you that, well, it's not predictable and it is pot luck, so, you know, you should still try and avoid them, but sometimes if you do hit one, you'll get lucky like that, where the game will not have caught up yet. I mean, the performance is going to get worse. I'm amazed we're still actually pulling good frame rate. Hopefully we do keep pulling decent frame rates, but, you know, imagine us to be kind of in the low 30s, high 20s by the time we get to the end. That is a diner. And the thing is, once we've gone there, it'll never come back. Someone just shut the damn lights off. Yeah, once we've gone there, the performance will not come back, like, once we start driving home. Like, you know, it will just stay bad forever, like, from then on. Like, the world is just gonna get worse and worse and worse. So this game's quite a bit like real life. I tell you what, this is in fucking good shape, isn't it? Now we should have... Gives an end. Oh, we've got an end. We've got a foot. Double inventory. We'll have to start one of them mopeds one day, just so I can show you what they're like, but we probably won't be doing it right now, just purely because of the fucking, you know, fact we're going to be doing this for a good while. Oh man, that needs work. That's a pattern. Pattern of canoe. Oh, you bet that's a pattern. Jasper is an underappreciated Simpsons character, I feel. This car doesn't have a license plate. The poor thing. Has, like, no identity. Yeah, we've got a sponge here. We might as well use that. Sponge a dub a dub. Duppy 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 dup dup dup. Duppy 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 yeah yeah. Duppy 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 up up up. I don't need your love. Duppy 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 up up up. Duppy 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 yeah yeah. If you know that song, I'm really sorry. Look, I grew up in the 90s. I know all kinds of terrible music. 90s music is uniquely terrible, but it's kind of a likeable terrible for the most part, at least. Yeah, only two of them ain't going to be useful to us, is it? Okay, we get 5 goes out of this. So... Ah, shit, I wasted one. My tyre's good. Don't one of my tyres need work? Can't remember. We should probably use this on the tyres instead of the thingies. Yeah, that tyre is now perfect. Yeah, because you can't clean tyres with sponges, but we can clean other things with sponges. This tyre, I think, yeah, that could go another one. Let's go and refill this and bring a sponge to use on the rest of the car. Tell you what, that moped, maybe we should start it, because I mean we're probably not going to make our target distances in this, are we? Yeah. Oh god, it's stuck in my head. If you type me and my into the search bar, you'd probably find that song. If you want to find it for some reason. I don't know why you would, but... don't know, maybe you're a bit younger than me and you're just curious about what sort of crappy music was around in decades prior. I don't need your love anymore. It had cows in it, because for some reason the 90s, like mid-90s onwards, had this weird obsession with cows. It was never explained, but they'd just chirp in things, you know, Earthworm Jim had them, Angry Beavers had them in the kid-friendly episode. That song had cows. I always thought it was just trying to say the girls who were singing it were like cows. I really don't know. I mean, I didn't write the song, so without having written the song, I can't really tell you what the songwriter was thinking. When I write songs, I usually just think, ow, my fingers hurt. You may not know this about me, but I actually have arthritis. And it's not like really, really crippling arthritis, but it is kind of like how it hurts arthritis, so... you know, it's not real bad. And thankfully, it's not really gotten worse, like, for years. It's sort of started to be a thing, like maybe a decade ago, and it's just not really done much to me in that time. It's just sort of stayed about the same, so yeah, with any luck it'll stay that way for at least a decade more. But we do have the problem with that I'm quite a tall dude, you know, I'm like 6'4", and so these things are kind of inevitable when you get to my height. If we have any other reasonably tall people here, I'm sure you will understand the feelings you get in your back and your feet and everything. Yeah, here we go. We'll drive this moped real quick, because I know, you know, we've never done it yet, and you're probably going to want to see it. At least one of you, like I would wager. Okay, we'll do that, and then we'll put this gas in. I'm not in desperate need of gasoline for my car, so here. There. Okay, my math was not fantastic there, to be honest. I didn't really think about it, and I just did it. We'll drive this round to... yeah, it's the weird thing, it's like pedally. It's like a bicycle, and that's with the keyboard, but like if I do that and do the ignition, if we'd shifted we would have gone faster. And this is where it gets weird, because I'm driving a moped with a steering wheel. But yeah, this thing just basically spins out constantly, so it's not real. It actually handles better than I remember. It's not very fast though. And it won't go up them big hills, you've got no chance. Still, there you go. Now you've seen the moped. It's weird because I lean when I'm driving it. I don't really do that for the cars. What the fuck was that? Just the terrain. Yeah, I don't really do that for the cars, but when I'm in that thing I do it. Oh man, I've only got about like 10 minutes or so left. We're never making that 70 kilometres. There was no cars at that diner. I was hoping there'd be a 2105. I maybe there was something on the roof, but... Hey, I mean, look at us. We came out of that a lot better than we went into it, and I think it was worth it. It's a nice venomous green. Unfortunately, that makes us invisible to the alien babes. We already established, I think those green ships are just the probes. And the alien babes are waiting at the end of the road for me. You know, they want me to be like extra fucking horny by the time I get there. What they don't know is I'm going to rub one out just before like I get to the end of the road so that I can last longer like with them. I always, you know, do that before I go out on dates and stuff. Like, you know, it's just in case you get to fuck on the date. You don't want it to be over too quick. So if you've already spunked that date, it takes a bit longer to do it again. Now, once when I was a teenager, I decided to see how many times I could masturbate in one day. And I had a friend who tried the same thing. We didn't know that we were both doing this. We just sort of ended up talking about it after the fact. But yeah, it's not nice. It's like the first time you do it, it's like, oh man, this is good. And the second time you do it, like, because you're not waiting for it to be ready again, you just keep pulling on it. And it feels dodgy, and then it sort of feels okay again, but it's not as good. And it's like, oh man, it felt a bit awkward. And then you do it again, and it sort of feels like actually quite horrible when you actually reach the point of orgasm, and then you do it again, and the whole time it just feels really, really uncomfortable. And as you keep going, like every subsequent time it gets more limp, and it just feels bad, and your body's just telling you to knock it off now. And yeah, the friend I had, he did the same fucking thing. Can't remember how we ended up. I think we saw in a movie or TV, you know. It's just like, oh shit, I did that once. It was like, oh yeah, you know. Doesn't feel good, does it? No. It's weird because your balls sort of start trying to pull up inside you as well. It's like they're going, no, I'm going home, fuck this. I didn't sign up for this. Don't know if women have that problem, like, you know. I suspect they would, but I feel like it might take longer for them to reach that point where it's just not really very nice anymore. Any women in the audience, feel free to enlighten us. Yeah, I've established we don't have them around here. There's another Skoda. I'm ignoring the fact that green makes mine look like some kind of cartoon frog. Now, if we're lucky, you see that's a 2101 engine there. And it's just a bit too bulky to squeeze in this car. There's a VW engine. The diesel would probably actually be nice in this car, just because this car is light. Well, we ain't having whatever was in there. I'm tempted to just take the VW engine, just because, like, you know, I need more power, really, for when we go up hills again. But it's flat for now, so... Problem is when I want to keep the original engine, because they're not very common now either. If there's a basket in here, we'll take the VW engine. If there's no basket, then we'll stay on the engine we're on. I don't give a fuck about progress now. We're obviously not going to make it in this part. We might if we put that VW engine in. Might be mountains in the distance. Yeah, we'll keep this for now. That last part was a long one, so I don't want to drag this one out too much. A part of me does feel like we should have taken that engine, but we'll have other opportunities. I just feel like we've barely had any time with this one, so, you know, we should use it a bit more. And as the terrain looks relatively flat, like, I think we're still going down, yeah, we're going downhill here. So, you know, we should be at a decent speed for a while. But obviously if this is going a bit downhill speeds, our flat speed in this car is not going to be phenomenal. It's not a fast car, the Skoda, it really isn't. It's not built to go fast, it doesn't do going fast. Oh no, maybe there's more uphill. I might turn around, I might end the part at that building and just leave you on that dilemma of are we going to swap the engine or not. I don't like backtracking though. We're only about like 15k off the target. We're doing better than we were, and we did faff about quite a lot in this part, and we have to have a faffy abouty part every so often. It sucks, I so want to like the Dacia, because like I say, it does have redeeming qualities, and we probably will try one with the taller wheels at some point. Like, not the truck wheels, but the white wall tyres. We'll put it on that, and we'll see if it's stable on them. We want to put them on this Skoda. This thing is... It's not an unstable car, it is quite stable, but it's just it gets chucked so much. I think it would be unstable when it gets bunked, like, by the road. Like, just us turning it doesn't seem to tilt it very much, but when there's road bumps, you know, terrain bugs in the road, that really does kick it around. So, I don't know, like, I wouldn't want to push my luck on this. In theory, it would go a little bit faster when it's not going up a hill. The game does take that into account, like, to some extent, the larger wheels will give you more speed. I mean, it's a problem on real cars, or it at least used to be. Or if you put bigger tyres on, you know, the speedometer used to be inaccurate, because obviously the car would roll faster on the bigger wheels. Dear me. Yeah, they're odd things, cars, they really are. I'll never own one, because I'll never be rich. It sucks, I always thought I would be rich, like when I was younger. And I know I'm not going to be the only person here who knows that they have the capacity to be rich. You know, we have the capability to do some very impressive things, I'm sure, compared to, like, the average Joe. And this sounds arrogant, but most people ain't that smart, and most people ain't that capable, and I'm sure a lot of us here, you know, they've got to be at least above average, and you know, we should be doing better than we are. The system just isn't designed for us, really, is it? I mean, I can't afford to go to work, you know. It's, I would go to work if I could afford to, but I can't afford to, and all the jobs around here are just shite, you know. I do have a sense of self-worth. I ain't just been somebody's bitch for fucking, you know, £7 an hour or whatever and not been able to pay my rent at the end of it. I'm not going to do that. I'd rather not be homeless, and you know, it's a shit way to have to do things, but it's how we have to do things. It's how the system is designed, and you know, you have to work within the limitations of it, unfortunately. Like, as it is, you know, I can at least afford to live. I don't have a lot of money, I'm not a rich man, you know, I'm far from it, but you know, at least I have a place to live, and I have myself, and that is something. And being unemployed is a wonderful shield against gold diggers. A lot of girls don't want anything to do with you when you don't have a job, which is actually silly. Like, you know, they're in it for the money, but they're actually pretty stupid, because I have more money than most people who have a job, you know. But they seem to think, oh, he's going to be poor and it's probably unstable. It's much more stable than having a job, you'll find. But yeah, it's great because they don't want out to do with you, so you know, you're not just going to get used as an ATM. And it's probably the same with guys. I don't know, because I'm not into guys, as we know, but I'd wager they do the same thing. Surely, you know. Feel free to enlighten me on this, because like I say, it's not something I'm very knowledgeable about. But, you know, I don't really know much about what it's like to date a guy, other than what it'd probably be like to date myself, and that's not something I'd want to do, because I think it'd just be a bit creepy. I would never want to meet a female version of myself. Like, that would just be horrible. Should we go one more building? You know what? We'll go another building. It'll probably take us over the 45 minutes. No, we're actually at our target fucking distance. So you know what? I'm going to quit now, because we're actually right on time, and I can say we totally did it and write it off as a win. I'm sorry, but it's the first time we've won, really, for a couple of parts now, and I'm just going to fucking take it. That's the way it is. If you don't like it, well then shit. You're going to have to like it. No, you don't have to like it, but that's the way it is. It's one of the lines in Alfred J. Quack that always stands out to me. Oh, I don't like it. You don't have to like it. It sums up life pretty well. Let's have a look. What sort of distance? 1651. Actually, we're actually pretty much on target for our distance, I think, here. I mean, this is what, part 33? So, yeah, by part 30 we should have been at 1500, 1550, 1600, 1650. We're right on target. We're actually 1k over the target for how far we need to go. So we might actually be able to do it if this car can knock out these distances, even with all the fucking about. So I'm High Treason. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. We're dead on, actually. Oh, good going, little Skoda.